Hello and welcome to engraving on curved surfaces with the P2 laser. For sure, this is not only for the P2 but also for the P2S and P3 series. My name is Sascha and I'm today's host for that session. I'm a small business owner living in the middle of Germany, having an own company called Key Moments. It's our family business. We do it by heart, and our mission is to create key moments for our customers. And we're doing that with lasers like the machines from xTool. We're doing that with 3D printers. We're doing that with screen printing and a lot of other processes on to create really awesome and creative goods. And I guess a lot of you also do similar things and want to engrave on curved surfaces. And this is a special thing. It's not that easy, but it's possible with a bit of learning. And in the end, it's a lot of fun. And for sure, you can earn a lot of money. I have the chat quite small, so George, hello and welcome. Nice to have you on board and see you from Facebook. And I'm pretty sure in the next few minutes we will gather more people around to learn cool things about that laser and the lasers that came after that. So I hope you're having a good time arriving on stream, having a good time, and yeah, we are ready to go and ready to roll. So I'm curious in what you expect from that stream. So if you want to write your questions, do not hesitate and poke me with any question in the chat. I try to react and I try to see it and hopefully can help you out getting your laser questions around the P2 and curved surfaces solved. Furthermore, there is a discount code that we're going into later to buy the P2 machine in the UK or other machines all around the globe. And we're going to have an extra giveaway of €100, or if you're in the UK, of £100 for material. Just write a comment in the comment below, and one of you will be the cool winner of €100 or equivalent in pound voucher. That said, hi Paul van During, nice that you're around. We're just about to start. So what you see next to me is the xTool P2 laser. It's a 55 watt CO2 laser and it's a tough machine. It's quite solid. So this thing here, you can't just carry around like an xTool F1. It's a 45 kilogram laser. And cut thickness of the P3. Let's go into that later, but I heard it. So this laser is 45 kilos. Also, the laser that came out after the P2, which is the P2S, it has the same dimensions. It has a bit more of things that it can do. Still, it weighs 45 kilos. And the new P3 laser of xTool is a whopping 105 kilos. But it also comes with a lot more power. Compared to the P2, the P3 has 80 watts and an optional infrared module that has 5 watts. So you can do different kinds of jobs with the P3 than with the P2 or P2S. So coming to your question around what the possibilities are of lasering with the P2, P2S, and P3. Like the P2 and the P2S, they were exactly the same. They can laser around 80 millimeters of wood in one cut and 20 millimeters of acrylic in one cut. Like one cut does not mean like 1-1, but like with one focal point. And the P3 with the higher, like 80 watts of power, it can do 20 millimeters of wood and 25 millimeters of acrylic. And that's huge. Imagine like 25 millimeters. That is a huge thing. So hi Marion, hey Sarah, hello Sarah, hello Marion, nice to see you also. Hey Michael. For all that came later, I'm Sascha. I'm your host today. I have a small company called Key Moments in Hessen, in the middle of Germany, and presenting to you the CO2 line of xTool today and how to engrave on curved surfaces. So all of the P2 line is cutting leather, it's cutting wood, acrylic. It's so cool to cut acrylic, and fabric. For sure, it can engrave on coated metal, glass, bamboo, ceramic, and a lot more of things. George, cool. P3 arriving. I would also love to see P3 here. But for now, P2 is also already a great laser to have. The P2 and the P2S, like I would call the P2S the bigger brother of the P2, both come with a maximum speed of 600 millimeters per second, while the P3 doubles down on that and has 1,200 millimeters per second. All of the three devices are having a dual camera positioning and a lidar distance measuring this system. This means it's easily possible to put in a thing to engrave or cut and then go to xTool Studio. By the way, upgrade to xTool Studio, it's worth it. It's like after xTool Creative Suite, this is like a huge step forward in processing with your xTool lasers. So you're going and putting your item into the laser, and then you can look in the software and exactly like it's a fraction of a millimeter how it might be off. You can like really good position text and icons and images or whatever you like on your item and then engrave it. One tip up front: plan in a sacrifice piece. Hey to Belgium, welcome. Plan in a piece that you don't need. Just as an example, when we worked on the tumbler engraving that we are going to show you later in this stream, even if xTool is having a very good material library, sometimes it comes that the items still are like maybe a bit different in quality, especially if you're not buying xTool stock. And then it becomes very handy to do this test grids. So you really see how things are coming out, or even how they are not coming out in the worst case. So a test piece ever, we recommend it ever, and we're also asking every customer if we have like a custom item they want us to engrave, please give us a test piece, give us something to sacrifice. And if the first one, like we're doing it like that, we're putting the thing we want to engrave on the item and doing our best guess. And if it works out, it's great. And if it don't work out, then we're going to do a test grid. So we're not sacrificing directly, but we're having like 1-1, and then if that not works out, then we're going to do a test grid. Hey Tobias, hallo aus Deutschland zurück. So that's a lot said about the lasers, but still there is so many information left. An example, what is the size of the lasers? This thing here is 1 meter in width, approximately 64 centimeter, and usually it's 26.8 high, but we are having the riser extension. This allows us to engrave larger objects, and also this allows us to use the conveyor feeder to engrave really long items. The conveyor feeder is optional for the P2 and the P2S. So the P2S is the same in size, and the P3 that just came out like a month ago and is available to order already is like 25 centimeters wider. It's like 12 25 centimeters wider, 12 centimeters longer, and it's a lot higher because it has no riser base, and you can directly go through the laser with your long items to engrave. So, what's on the plate today? So, we were having a tumbler and a toothbrush tumbler that we already lasered with the machine. We originally planned to do that on stream, but as we found, even like the small engravement we wanted to do, it would have taken like 45 minutes only on the tumbler. That's not a long time for the engraving itself, but for looking in a stream and just watching the laser to rotate and only having one object to show, that would have been kind of waste time. That's why we pre-recorded that, but I'm still there. We're going to watch the videos together and talk about that. I can answer your questions in time, and then we're going forward. This means I need to jump now from here to my studio place, and it will take me just a few seconds to change my studio setup so I can still see you and you can still be able to see me in just a second. And then we're going into lasering. So here we are. Need a bit more chance for you to see me. And here we are. For cutting 20mm or engraving, do I need the lens L as default gives the M lens? Giuseppe, is this regarding the P3? If yes, I may need some help from the xTool team to answer that. But now, let's go into what we're going to engrave today. So we're going to engrave that tumbler with that logo, and we're going to do this toothbrush tumbler that we are originally bought from a very known warehouse and engraved. So give me a second to reorder myself. So let's start by looking into what Katerina, my wife, has done. So here you see Katerina with the tumbler, the exact tumbler you've just seen. And to engrave a tumbler, you need to remove the handle for the rotary to be able to rotate around. So when you're ordering tumblers at xTool stock, then you're exactly getting the screwdriver needed that also fits in the small hole of the tumbler itself. Hey, Sapko, welcome. Yes, I think you can also use the knowledge for the S1. So I'm happy that you're around, and just have a look. So we're seeing my wife just deassembled the handle, and now she's banding the metal pieces. So why she's banding them? That's because otherwise the laser would stick on them, or the rotary extension can't rotate anymore. That depends on how big they are. So before lasering, it's the right thing to go back. Just the right thing to bend those handles. So that's one of the first tips for tumblers, and that's not important only to the P2, P2S, P3, or S1. So that's around all lasers. So we bend those metal pieces. Now let's look what the next steps are. So after making that, we got some alcohol to clean the tumbler up. For the best results, really, your items need to be clean. There needs to be no dust, no finger touches, nothing. The best way to engrave something, and it's not only about the tumbler, the best thing is make your stuff clean. It's also nicer later on to clean it up before giving it to the customer. But now when you're preparing it for the laser, your item should be clean. Now, after cleaning up, we're not going to engrave on a wine glass today. After cleaning up, we took the rotary extension and put it in the chuck. So, like now Karina is putting the tumbler in the chuck and making it tight, but not too tight. What's a lot of importance has when we're going to engrave on such a curved surface is using a scale. Sorry, not using a scale, balancing it. Wrong term. So balancing the item out so that the focal point does not change. That's quite important. And as you see here, Katerina is doing the whole preparation not inside the device, but on the table, which makes it a lot easier for her to assemble the whole thing and check out if everything is in balance. Because if you're like looking into the device and it's like a lot harder to do, and because it's so important, just do it outside. It just makes your life a lot easier. So looks like Katerina is nearly done, and I'm curious what's happening next. So you need pliers for bending the stuff, and you need the screwdriver, which is there. Katerina just shows everything is in balance now. Yes, Abke, you're exactly right. Balancing the items out can be a real challenge, and that is why it becomes quite handy to do it on your table, take your time. I mean, a tumbler is a valuable item. You already pay a lot for the tumbler when you're purchasing it. No question if you're purchasing at xTool or another supplier, it's already an expensive item, and you want to sell it for a premium, and you don't want to mess up. So take your time, it's worth it. So what's happening next? Now, Karina is going to mount the rotary in the P2. Taking it from the table, putting it in the P2, screwing on the cable, and having a look already that the focal point is at the highest point for now, because we're just, as you see here, in this case, we're just engraving the upper part. So the focal point needs to be at the exact top. Later on, we're going to talk about different ways, different positions where to put the focal point on other items and in special occurrences. Oh, I was too quick. So what I will do now is first tell you about the benefits we're having today. So if you're going like from xTool, they gave us these codes for the next 24 hours. If you're purchasing a P2, and that's only available currently via Amazon in Germany. Hallo Stefanie, schön, dass du da bist. So if you're buying a P2, only available on Amazon for everything outside the UK, then use the code LIVE SAS for Sascha, 100, a 200, or a 300, depending on the amount you spend at xTool. And in case you are in the UK, there are P2s available. Same codes apply, similar reductions apply, but in the pound equivalent. So that's quite cool, and it also supports me in case you're using this discount codes, and you can use them for any item, not only the P2. So for the next 24 hours, use these codes to save some money. But furthermore, we also have like a little gift to you in case you do a comment below that stream. It's not important if you're on YouTube or Facebook or any other platform we're currently streaming on. Just write a comment about how you like that stream or how you disliked it or what further questions do you have. One of the comments is going to get a xTool gift card for €100 or £100 if you're in the UK. So write comments below that stream and already tell me how you like it so far. Now, going back and let's see what Katerina did in the xTool studio after she mounted the tumbler. So she selected the P2. That's a quite easy action. That's what I also would do. And needed to build up the connection and changed for the P2. This is a German interface, so if you have any questions, just let me know. Now she's changing the mode to the chuck mode of the rotary extension. The discount code Giuseppe is also valid in Italy. Yes, just I will show them later again, or maybe the xTool team is sharing them again. So now it's quite important. Let's to see. Oh, that was a bit of quick. Maybe we go back in time to that point. So here it is quite important that you're putting the line on the center of your item, on the center of your item. I know you don't see me because I stopped the video for you to talk about that. This is crucial. You need to move the green line to be exactly on the top of the axis where the rotation happens. Hello, George. Nice to see you around. So we're going to go forward and you're going to have me back. Hi here. So, we're here. Now, Katerina picked the item, the silver tumbler, and shows that this is the tumbler because we are exactly having xTool material. So there are settings already available, and Katerina is making a measurement to see if she really hits the exact line at the bottom for the rotation focal. So for the rotation point to make it extra accurate. And now she's going to do that again because we want to be certain that it's exactly fitting. So we're going one time higher and looking into what's happening here. Are we really like exact? Because maybe also the item is not exactly aligned in the laser, but it is. So Katerina shows that she wants to have this item on her tumbler, and we found, oh, now she's making it blue to see it on the black tumbler. That makes a lot of sense. Svetan, the P2 is only available, so it's not available in the UK, but it should be available on Amazon in the other countries. If not, you may look up for the P2S or even the P3. Both great lasers. I also can send you again one time the difference between them. Now what Katerina is doing, she's like a bit of putting the power up because we had the speed down because we had the experience that we feel the tumblers are coming out a bit better with these slight changes. So now Katerina is about to start the laser engraving. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so that's done. Thinking of getting a rotary, interested in the RA2 Pro Deluxe accessories as well. Yes, Juicy J, those are great. But when you're considering buying a rotation tool, you may also consider like going for the new Rotary 3. having kind of different feature set, and it's fresher and works currently with the P series like P2, P2S, and P3. And later on in January, there is an update planned so that the Rotary 3 also works with all other lasers that have a camera. So what we're going to look at now is the laser engravement process. And it's sped up, and you see our cat walking around. So I don't want to spend like 45 minutes with you watching how this laser is engraving the tumbler. That's why we really like sped it up and still wanted to give you a feeling, an impression of what's happening over there. But so far, are there any questions? I'm quite curious what that stream will teach me. Subscribe. We will find out. I'm happy that you're around, and we're looking, and yeah, hoping that I can teach you something. And at least if there is nothing you learn, then at least you're having the chance for the €100 material voucher. That's also like something. But Zapke, maybe you can already tell me now if there's already something new you found. You can only buy the RA2 for the P2S now on Exklusiver side. Why not buy the new one? The RA3 is the new one. Or do you mean like the P2S over the P2? Like, if I would go now, I would buy a P3. As I'm already having a CO2 laser and I'm using it and utilizing it, and I'm limited in space because I have like a lot of different machines in my house, I'm still staying with the P2, but still considering upgrading it to the P3, giving away my P2. But if I would buy new now, I would go for the P3. So Smetan, you noticed that the S1 came out a long time ago. Most of your products usually have a shorter update cycle. Is an S2 in the way? Svetan, I'm a third party, so I have my own company utilizing xTool, xTool's hardware a lot. So I'm not an xTool like company member, so I can't tell you about that. I also noticed like xTool is quite quick in updating their hardware and like bring a lot of new stuff in like higher levels of quality. But it makes no sense like to wait. At least I feel like that. I mean, we bought the P2 like half a year later, like the P2S came out, like 1 year and a bit later the P3 came out now. So, but we already made business, and the P2 already recovered its costs. So I could have decided not to do any business and not to do anything. And you can ever be angry like, oh, I just bought that item and now there's something new released. Yes, it happens. I mean, the time is changing and there are ever new items coming out. Difference between P3 and P2S is not for everybody in budget. That's why I bought P2S. I completely get you, Paul. I completely understand that. It's budget, it's size, it's what air purifier is recommended, because it also adds to the budget if you're getting the P3 with the new air purifier 2 Max, which is also like a solid 2.5K. So I completely get that. So Paul, I completely get you. You need to know where to spend your money, and having a P2S is all. I mean, it's a great item. It's a great working horse. It's a power horse to get things done. Now, after the lasering process, we now show you the final item and what we need to do with it. Okay, here it is. That's the exact tumbler I showed you here in my hands. We're bending back the metal so the handle can hold again and be mounted. Hi Andreas, Grüße zurück. So Karina is doing that like with the pliers very, very easily and don't want to break anything. Now we get our screws back and the small little screwdriver that came in the material box of the tumbler. But these are just like normal screws. So as long as you have like a small screwdriver like this is easy peasy to do. So let's look at the chat. I totally love my S1. Wouldn't really know how they could make it better apart from adding a camera. Oh, I see like a lot of stuff that can happen separate to the S1, especially like adding AI functionality and more space. So like, but it's a cool laser. I have we are having the F1 and we are having the F2 Ultra. So we also use like blue lasering and infrared lasering a lot. And I would love to have the S1, especially for orders of pens, like engraving pens. I can imagine with the S1 and a huge jig, maybe a lot of more fun than doing it with the F1 or F2 Ultra. So now you see that's the final tumbler. So it's really cool. Can we clean it up again? So for sure this is going to stay in our household, and Katerina would is going to use this one personally. But for the next ones, definitely that was a cool process. So what did we learn around that? So when we're going to use the rotary, George saw that it doesn't hit the laser head during rotation, or does it always have to be removed? What about glass max with handle? So so with glass max with handle, you're limited because of the handle, right? So there are just some parts that you can engrave. With the tumbler, you are able, what we haven't done for time purposes, but you're able to have a wraparound, like a design that is wrapping around the whole tumbler, also below the handle. For sure, that's not possible with glassware or anything that has a non-removable handle. So, but let me quickly go through some rotary tips that are maybe already mentioned, but we have like created that list here. So the focal point when lasering should be on the highest point. We already told that. And everything needs to be in balance. So even when you're turning around the tumbler, everything should be in balance and not wobbling around. Mount the thing outside the laser. It's a lot easier to mount it and then put it in when it's ready. So you're saving time and you're saving some nerves. If the object is uneven, like imagine we want to also engrave on that area here. If the object is uneven, tilt it and then use the center of the item as the focal point. So the diversion is not too much. And prepare one object to be sacrificed. It's not nice to spend money and know that you don't use the item at all. But what is a lot worse, is having dozens of items that you destroy because you don't want to spend one item for a material test. I've been there. And use the right xTool for the job. So you may want to do this engraving with the P2, but you can also do this engraving, an example with the F1 Ultra or with the F2 Ultra, and it might have been a lot quicker. So yeah, exactly what Zapke is saying. The handle will hit the ground or the laser head, depending on the direction the rotary is moving. But for sure, a little bit of movement is possible, but not more. So I somehow lack the next thing I wanted to show you. So I quickly need to put the scene up. Now we see here how we want to do engrave a toothbrush tumbler with the P2. So what Katarina is doing right now is she's putting the toothbrush tumbler in the P2 and put two items there to have an exact point. Where the item is, because now with the toothbrush tumbler, we're going to do a measurement of the item, of the curved item, to perfectly engrave on it. Let me jump a bit in time. Oh, okay. Now next thing, we're going into xTool Studio, and originally we planned to engrave this fairy on the toothbrush tumbler. Later we will see that we have decided in a different way, but here you for now see Katarina putting up the fairy that she wanted to put into this toothbrush tumbler. Already doing some setup, and now she says, hey, we want to engrave on curved material. Let's do a measurement of the curves of the object, and that's so darn cool. So what Katarina is doing now is like she's setting up the points, the 2 points in which the object is contained. So in the laser, the head is moving now, and here she sets up the 2 points, and now you can already see an image of the selected item, and now here it's moving around. Geht das alte Rotary beim P3? Das hätte ich schon. Ich bin mir relativ sicher, dass das geht. Ja, ich habe hier schon Infos bekommen von xTool. Der RA2 ist mit dem P3 kompatibel. So, just to translate that, there was a question if the rotary attachment 2 is compatible to the P3, and the answer is yes. So now we're seeing the measurement in speed up. This is speed up mode. That's not live. It takes like longer time for the measurement. But let's quickly pause here. So what you see is now the surface of the curved object, and that's quite cool. Like you can decide like how many measurements should be done in rows and columns, and the laser will measure your object. So when it comes to lasering in the end, the laser can be moved up and down to have the right focal point. So that's quite cool. So let's quickly go here. Oh. So one quick look at the at the benefit code live SAS 100, live SAS 200, and live SAS 300. So xTool, please help me jump in case these are not working. Svetan Sekov is trying to enter a discount code. And yeah, exactly, Svetan. It's like a 3D scanner. It did a scan of the object, and there can be like a lot of more. Like we set up like 10 columns and 10 rows now, 10 rows and 10 columns. But you can set up a lot more to really get your objects. We want to test in the next days. We on our list is with the F2 Ultra to engrave a rock. And for this rock, we also want to do a measurement before we are going to engrave on that. So this feature is really, really cool. And now let's go forward. What's happening? Brigitte, you haven't tried it out. It's so cool, really. I really love that because it makes things so much easier. Does the software calculate the surface area in order to prevent distortion of the project? Let me quickly pause here. I hope so. Luckily I haven't needed to test it out yet. So so far nothing crashed on our side. But this is also a question like, George, please be so kind, put this exact question below the video so the xTool team has a chance to get back to us, and either we're answering you with the Key Moments account, or xTool itself is answering you on that question, because for sure that's an important question. What about the full functionality of the RS3, such as LiDAR within P2? Will it work on P2 and not only on P3? As far as you see, as far as I read, now Katarina, as far as I read the information, it should be possible, because also like the P2 has a LiDAR sensor inside. You tried LiDAR on a wine glass, but it didn't work well. Yeah, I would mask it then, for sure. I would go to mask it, because if the laser beam is going directly through the glass, it hits the ground, and then you can't find out where the object is. There is no chance for the software to find it out with the camera. So what I told you is we're not engraving the fairy on the toothbrush glasses, because as you see on the top right, it would take 46 minutes. We decided for something quicker. That was a name of our daughter, Marie. So we wanted to be a bit quicker. Paul, you're so welcome. Everything's fine. So we wanted to engrave Marie on the toothbrush glasses, tumbler, toothbrush tumbler, and so we did. And here you see how we set it up. Karina already has some settings she likes for those toothbrush glasses, and that's what we used to engrave them, and it's looking really sick. I'm going to show it to you in a second after the video is done, and I can go back to my camera, because it's like such a nice engravement. You tried soap wish. This functions afterwards. I think I probably could have lasered it normally, because the curve wasn't so much like on a mug. Yeah, I get what you mean. So go. Oh, sorry, no need to take off the videos. Oh, here we are. I'm back. So here is the final toothbrush tumbler. That's the word, right? It's really looking more to the camera. It's really nice. It just removed the top surface, and it's feeling so nice, so well. So Now, that's what we did. So, wrapping it up, we did the tumbler with the rotary, and we did the toothbrush tumbler without the rotary with the curve measurement. So, I really love both, and I love engraving with the P2, and I love engraving curved surfaces because it's a thing that not so many people can do. So you can charge a premium and you can get back your invest of the laser quite quick. I will go one more time to that screen. Like, let's one more time discuss about the material discount, because I like you all to get a chance to get this material card of €100 or £100. Are you talking about the toothbrush tumbler or about the tumbler itself, Brigitte? So, explaining it both, the tumbler itself is xTool selected material, and the toothbrush tumbler comes from a huge brand that is from Sweden. I think that's as much as I can tell you, and you're getting an idea. So and when you're going to purchase those, from the huge brand from Sweden, then there are different colors, like brown and black are working quite fine in engraving. There are also like light violet ones and beige ones and other colors that are not working. So you need to have a dark surface, and inside it's like white. So if you have a very very light color here, the contrast is so bad that you can't see anything. When I'm talking about selling it, so that's a good point. Now, Sapke, with that, we're concluding that part, and I'd say we're coming to the FAQ part now. So FAQ is like open, even if we use the whole time to talk with each other. So when I'm talking about selling it premium, how do I take into account that the curved option is taking a lot more time? Not only that. So time of the machine is the same, personal time, like the employee I need to pay or I want to pay myself, and also that this cannot be done by as many people as normal engraving on flat surfaces. So it's a special thing, and when you offer a special thing, you can charge higher prices. And you do not need to compare yourself with pricey on Etsy, an example. So there are a lot of people on Etsy selling stuff at quite low prices, at quite low price points. But the question is, what's your service? And what are you doing? And what are you bringing to the table in creativity, in time, in workload? So engraving on curved objects is a thing that is special, and therefore it enables you to charge more money. Don't forget the electrics you use. Yeah, exactly, Paul. But so there are a lot more things coming into consideration with pricing. But electrics, it's in every laser you need electrics, not only for curved surfaces. So out there, I will scroll up and see if I missed some questions. But in the meantime, you can go and let me know if there are more questions from your side. And I'm also calling xTool. Is there any problem with the discount code? Where's the discount code to get you back on track? Because for sure you want to use that discount code to either in the UK or in every other country in non-UK to grab yourself cheaper items on the xTool site, and then I will scroll down the chat to see if there's something I not answered. One thing I'm curious about is like Sapke joined in the beginning of the stream and said she's like quite curious if she's going to learn something half an hour ago. So I'm curious, Sapke, if there was something you enjoyed, there was something new for you. Just let me know. I'm curious because if you like that, let us know that, because I apply that xTool to do other streams about the F2 Ultra and the F1 and maybe even around other machines. So if you liked what I did here, it's the best that you tell the xTool team, hey, I liked it. And if you disliked it and really don't like me, it's also fair to tell that. So give your open opinion to the xTool team if you like to want to see more from me or not. So I'm scrolling more down. I bought the F1 Ultra and the rotary, but I feel that a lot of people find my prices expensive since they can buy it from Temu, AliExpress. Do you have a tip for that? Can they really buy the done items there? Do they have your service? Do they have like a person they can talk to and go to and tell, hey, that's good, that's not, I want that exactly again. I have 3 xTool machines, M1, F1, and P2S. Exactly, we're also having an M1, but we haven't used it. We just bought it with the screen printing set. So yeah, Wesley, the thing is, you want to find customers that buy a huge amount of items from you. We do a lot of like single items for private people, and we're doing that mostly not because we want to earn money from them, but we're doing it to be in their mind. Also, we're regularly going on markets to sell stuff, and we're investing quite some time and money to be on that markets. And in the most times, those markets are just working out as so getting the money back that we paid for the markets. But nearly on every market, we get a customer saying, oh, I need 1,000 pens. Oh, you're doing t-shirts with DTF printing? I need some shirts for my company. So it's about getting opportunities to do bigger business. At least that's how we see it, how we feel it. Like we really need, like, this is a side hustle. I have a normal job, but my wife is employed at my company. So I need to pay her a salary. So the company should at least earn that money what I need to pay her, right? So when going into private, the market is very competitive. But when I would recommend try to get your money on bulk, on huge things, or even getting your money on things that are like very special. I'm just grabbing something. I haven't planned that to show you, but as we're talking about that right now, I'm just pulling an image in the scene. Yes. So that's the image. You can't see me anymore now, but that's okay. So this is a multi-layer thing that we created. So it's a multi-layer wood that we cut with the P2 that we designed and that we sold to the company for €1,000. That is 200 euro worth of material. Like the wood, there is acrylic, There's an LED inside and so on. And it has been quite some time to assemble this and to design this. But still, it's a unique piece. It's a one-time item we created, and we just could build it because we had a P2. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to build it. And it's a company who bought it, but still it's making 200 euro worth of material and some time into 1,000 euro. So I guess that's what it is about. Just shortly telling about the discount codes. xTool just wrote me they were extending the period of the validity of the discount codes to 48 hours, 2 days instead of just one. And I'm going to check back with the team in China to make the team make the codes working. So in case they were not working now, you can still write down the codes and try them out tomorrow again. So Sascha wrote, she didn't learn something new about xTool Studio, but it was nice to have confirmation that I do correct things. Also fine. Then it was also a good learning that everything is good on your side, and that we had a great time together. So Giuseppe is writing, if using creativity rather than copy, of course, people might buy your product rather than copy an existing one, which can be found on AliExpress. Yes, that's also true. Like adding something on top is a thing. You need to add creativity. That's for sure, or at least someone needs to add creativity. Your customer, a designer, you yourself, the group together. If you're just copying an item, you might never be as good as the original, might never be as cheap as the original, and so on. I would like to know, Brigitte says, if we can have a material discount code in the future. I already have 4 xTool lasers. So Brigitte, if you're commenting below that video, you may have the chance to grab a deal with the discount code. Let me show that again. So you may win a discount code. And so far, when I purchased a machine in the last 2 years, I got this xTool material discount that is valid for a year and gives me a discount. So I can buy materials a year long at a discounted price. So you basically use the markets for people to get to know of you. Exactly, Sascha. That's what we're doing. Like we're using it as a marketing machine. And the most interesting thing is the most customers we're getting from markets are like other people around. Like last time, the people that are selling how is it called? Haha. Like liquors. They're selling liquors. They came to us, and I showed them some stuff that we can print, and they were not interested in that, but asked me to do a 500 pens. So we did. So getting connected to other people and companies is so important. And what we also quite often do is just like engrave one pen custom made for someone we are going to meet or see, and just give them one pen. I mean, one pen is not so much when you're just gifting it away, but it can give you like an order of 100, 200, 500, 1,000 pens, and that's interesting then. So also just as an approximation about pens, which may help, like small companies we found are needing around 500 pens in 2 years. Like companies with like up to 10 employees. Yes, please keep your discount codes. They are going to be valid tomorrow. Thanks for your efforts to put the stream. It was nice to have you seen. Thanks, Paul. Michael, thanks for laughing. Does the software calculate the surface area in order to prevent distortion of the project? We already got that. That's something I'm going to, what can I do about this question? Let me, I may make a screenshot of that question, George, and try to ask the xTool team to come back to me or to you on Facebook. George, I'm going to write my name here. I mean, you may already have read it somewhere. So I may poke you on Facebook to try giving you feedback on your question. Is commenting only for Facebook? I cannot see the commenting option in YouTube. Huh, I don't know. I would say everything, like, in my opinion, everyone who wrote in the chat here should also be involved, and we're going to raffle it out. So I would say, Josie, by writing exactly this message, I feel you commented enough to find it out. My wife is just bringing something over that she wanted to.
There's a question to the ornaments.
There's a question. I haven't read it yet. Schatzi?
Yeah.
I haven't read the question, so it doesn't help if you're getting me something in the hand and I don't know which question you're talking about. So somebody asked me questions about ornaments. I just got like something put in my hand. So I want to say thank you for showing the curved surface option. I never tried it, but it looks much easier than I thought. Yes, it is. It's really easy, especially if you're having the same object that you're bulk producing. You need to do like if you're getting this one, you need to just do the measurement once, and if you put it on the exact same place, then you can just like take it out, put it in again, because it takes some time to measure that. So if you can reduce that time and not do it again and over again, then it's really a cost saver. Indeed, always fight the competition by bringing more value to your product and services rather than lowering your prices. Exactly. Even huge corporations are struggling against the Chinese in all industries, including automotive lately, let alone makers and small businesses owner like us. But we are much more flexible and in a better spot for providing tailored goods and experience. Exactly, Svetan. And you need to calculate this in. What we do here now is doing a very, very special thing. And I can't emphasize this more, because you need to know the value of this item. The value, the hardware value of this item doesn't change. But the value for our customers having a name on here is a lot higher. So when we're buying those for €5, and when we're selling those, we're selling those for €15, because people are willing to pay that, and because we know our quality is good, it's worth that. So now I found why I got like a Christmas globe in my hand. Like Karina gave me that and said there's a question. Have you tried ornaments for Christmas? Do you have tips where to get them or the best material? xTool needs to start and sell them on the material side. So we were having those ones that we lasered with the xTool F1. We 3D printed a jig to put them on, and we saw that the curve may be a problem because the xTool F1 is a galvanometer laser, which does not move but has a mirror to mirror the laser beam to the position. But they came out really great. So what we did is we buy colored glass ornaments. So glass ornaments, that is the thing. You need to be sure that they're glass and not plastic. You can see that on the packaging. They may tell glass like or glass optic, but you need to make certain it's real glass. And then what you do is you engrave it, you open it, and you're putting acrylic color inside, and that comes out really, really great. They are looking so cool. It's so nice for the people to see their company logo, their name, whatever, to see them. It's also a great gift for companies to give to other companies. So it's a thing we really love, and but we're making it, it's curved, but we're making them with the F1. And I guess as we got the F2 Ultra now, we may even try to do them with the F2 Ultra and may get even better results than before. But we already love them and sold them a lot in the last year. Christmas bubbles. I'm going to try selling these on the market this year because, as you said, not everyone can engrave on them. Yes. There are some people that are plotting on them, but engraving is like a real different thing because it can't go away. What you need to make sure is not to use too much acrylic color, because if you're using too much color inside, they may break when the color is getting difference of wet. Wow. When the color is getting dry. Oh wow. Some terms are not that easy. Yes, dry. Helena just helped me. So one more time before closing the stream, if no more questions are coming, I'm going to show you the discount codes that hopefully are going to work together. I pray with you because, as I told you, I also get an incentive if you're buying something. So live SAS for Sascha, 100, 200, or 300, depending on the total amount that you spend on the xTool site. Again, give some feedback here on the stream, give some feedback on Facebook if you liked it. I'm going to watch that. I'm also going to, in Facebook, I'm going to look if there are comments that are coming later to maybe help you and give you some feedback. Yeah, I had a great time with you. I would love to redo that, and hope you also had.